game. 3 sheep to shear once again. And the last chance of any of these fine athletes to put their name on the Winners' Cup. They've got to qualify for that final. So it's a 3-heat semi-final. We don't go down to a quarter, don't go to a quarter to a semi. We just go from a semi straight down to a final. So no pressure, but just give it all you got. You can't leave anything out. In the car boot here in this one, we got the first one, Sean. It's a shade over 2 minutes. Young Caleb Nelson from Masterton. Gary looks like he's settling into the job quite nicely.
Yeah, well, that's right, John. It is semi-final number 3, ladies and gentlemen. These young shearers, they have absolutely no more chances. We are looking for the top 6. These guys, it is all or nothing for them now. Kihari Manson down there on stand number 6, down and out the flank he goes in this Farmers Weekly, proudly sponsored too, ladies and gentlemen. Semi-final number 3, they have 18 shearers at the moment. We are looking for their top 6. Down and out the flank he goes. The man down there on 6, out he comes. Sheep number 2 on the board for him. Into the undermine goes Richard Lancaster, leading the, oh no, not quite leading the way, Caleb Nelson. Down and into the long blow he goes. Sheep number 2 on the board for him. Up and round the shoulders he goes. Richard Lancaster chasing the boy on 1. Around the shoulders he goes. These young shearers just got to be mindful that they've got their quality job to do, but it is semi-final time and the time clock will be their biggest enemy against a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys have a good quality job, but sometimes their time can let them down a little bit. Down and out the flank, Caleb Nelson, finishing touches for him. Sheep number 2, ladies and gentlemen, done and dusted the boy from Masterton. Into the pen he goes. Sheep number 3 on the board. 3rd and final sheep on the board for him. Richard Lancaster, the boy from England. Another overseas entry, ladies and gentlemen, and it's great to see them here. Golden Shears 2020 in the Farmers Weekly sponsored Junior Shearing semi-final number 3 we are on to. Down and out the flank he goes. Finishing touches there for the young Richard Lancaster. He'll be in for his 3rd and final sheep. Kyle Rhodes. Down and out the flank he goes. Finishing touches for him. He'll be in there for sheep 3. Kevin Welch. Down and out the flank. Oh, a bit of a niggle there. Down and out the flank he'll go. He'll be looking for sheep number 3. But it's going to be the boy on 1 at the moment. Up and round the shoulders he goes. Dropping on down into the long blow. Sharing along well to the young boy, Caleb Nelson. Into the pen for his 3rd sheep goes Kevin Welch. Clay Harris, down and out the flank he goes. Into his pen for his 3rd and final sheep. Harry Mountain, down there on stand number 6. Coming down the last side on his 2nd sheep. He'll be into the pen for his 3rd and final sheep, the young fella. But it's still the boy on 1, ladies and gentlemen. Down and out the flank he goes. In this semi-final number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing along well to the young fella. And finishing touches for him. He'll look for his time clock and pushes that button.
Well done. I'll just jump in there, Kerry. Thank you. So, look, we've just had a couple of Bale weights. Okay, you got your defending champion and Vinnie Goodger in the last heat here. We're looking for 160 kgs. Vinnie has had his Bale weighed at 159 on the dot, ladies and gentlemen, only 1k short. That's how it's done. His mate, he had a few issues getting the Bale on the scales, as in, getting it to that point. Stu Wilton, another local. He did a 158, folks, so a real good, accurate weight there for him too, and that would serve him well. So go back in these others, because I haven't mentioned then Pete Noble, your Masterton man. Okay, he done a 152. The man that was with him, Andy Owen from Dannyburg, from Owen Shearing Contracting, 147.5. Okay, and of course the two Hicks brothers. They had a wee battle 3 heats ago. And Jono Hicks, the bodybuilder, and he was too strong on the day with a 173 kgs. Sorry? Thanks, Jono. He's just trying to confuse me there. And Cameron Hicks over here on the front one. Again, we're looking for 160, and he came in with a 160.5, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it's done. That's how it's rolling here. Okay, that brings us all up to date. Thank you very much. Cheers, Kerry.
All right, it looks like we've got the finishing touches here. Hey, we're done and dusted. Clay Harris, Kahari Manson, rolling up the long blow now. The last of these Farmers Weekly Junior semi-finalists. What we're going to be doing is running on with the intermediate semi-final as soon as we get our green light. So we'll just get our shearers to wait at the bottom of the stairs until we call. So intermediate shearers need to be at the bottom of the stairs waiting for the call. Down and out to the flank we have Kahari Manson, all the way from the King Country. Got a nice easy style, just a young shearer. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for those junior shearers and their Farmers Weekly sponsored semi-final. Well done, young fellas and lasses. Been a good show here this morning, good quality shearing. So Gerald, you got some more lined up down there in the wool pressing?
Yeah, we have, thanks John. Just looking for Eli Parku. Oh, Parkai, sorry, there. And Jared England, okay. Eli Parkai and Jared England. And also a Shane England, okay. So make your way down here to the pressing arena and we'll go from there. Rightio, we're good to go here. On press 1, Louis Pawai. Welcome to you, Louis. And press 2, Jimmy Samuels from Martin. In that case, after a good handshake, presses are ready. Judges ready, on your marks, get set, go. Well, there's a little bit of paperwork on Jimmy Samuels here, Monica. Apparently...
Age 21.
Yeah. Years in the industry, 1. Occupation?
Supermodel. I've been seeing him in the odd magazine, young Jimmy.
Favourite sports?
Curling and bowls.
Ambitions and goals?
To beat Jono Hicks. Oh.
Joseph Gordon, Conan Graham, Heat 2, Hallelujah, Richard Witter, Philip Price, Matthew Fox, Courtney America, Corey America. Back to you, Ron.
Yeah, so just a bit of a cut in there. So ambitions and goals for Jimmy Samuels is?
We got that, to beat Jono Hicks. But you know what? I think Jono might have him.
Just reinforcing that. Anyway, that sort of humour goes along with Jimmy. Of course, the smiling assassin, we call him. He's an upbeat, positive sort of chap with a constant smile on his dial. Right, Lou Pawai. So, yeah, his favourite sport's rugby. Years of competing here is heaps. Good on you, Lou. Brilliant. from Danny Verk, and his age too is only 21. His ambitions and goals, and you'll like this, is to... Not sure what that word is. That's, is it rich down the bottom there? Ambitions and goals? Rich like?
Oh, to be rich like Tuma Mullins.
To be rich like Tuma Mullins.
And if these two guys are only 21, then I'm taking 17 on, thanks.
To be rich like Tuma Mullins. Thought there must have been some sort of dance move, a reek like Tuma Mullins or something. The dab. Anyway, back to the pressing. Here we go. Let's talk your way through this while we've got some ear time. Farmwise says, let's do some knitting. Monica.
Farmlands Cooperative are the proud sponsors of this event, and we're very grateful to have them sponsoring. These two, they're real characters, so it's quite neat that they're in this heat together. But they are both working, because as much as they are characters, I know that they want to win. Louis up there, he's tramping in the corners. Oh, looks like Jimmy's already got his box ready. He's got the cover on, keeping it down under the edges so that when he winds it up, it's safe and it doesn't fall off.
Yeah, Jimmy's got that done. Louis says it's time for a bit of a clean up. He says that might do it. Lots of different styles, folks, and don't be fooled by them. And you can get fooled as a farmer sometimes when you walk into a wool shed and you think that shearer's not doing much because it's like poetry in motion until you look at the tally at the end of the day. And I think Louis is a bit like that. He's got a good pattern, good relaxed sort of demeanour about him. But it doesn't mean he's not progressing forward as he gives the pack a bit of a shake. And that is actually part of the rules, just to make sure there's no other contaminants in there, because we don't want that in the main fleece line, or any fleece line for that matter. Steps inside the box to lock and load those pins in, and they have to be put in real tight. Otherwise, when you start pulling that bale down later on, you can well imagine the pressure on the side of these packs as that wool comes in there. If these aren't put in real well, that pack will slip out of there and start folding within itself. And then you'll start losing a whole lot of pack, and it goes all bad and pear-shaped from there, as they say. So Jimmy Samuels, they're very much at the same sort of stage here, sort of synchronised pressing. We've had a huge amount of entries, which is absolutely brilliant, and we didn't expect anything less. We were well prepared for that. And there we go. Now we've got the pack in, it's time to load this box up. Hard work. What would they be thinking about in the shearing shed now? They'll be thinking about maybe the catching pen is becoming, close to being empty. Oh, Louis is putting a big load in, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Jimmy. Talk us through this, Monica. Oh,
here goes Jimmy
Samuels. He knows he's got some limelight.
Now, Jimmy's actually a top-class open shearer. So it's really good to have these open shearers down here having a go at the pressing. Louis is also a top-class shed shearer. I've spent a lot of time in a wool shed with Louis. And they're just working their way around. Louis is conserving his energy. He's not being silly over there. He looks good, actually. You look good, brother-in-law.
They tell me you're looking for some extra wool presses down there. Jared and Shane England, they're not coming. They're actually, Johnny Hodder, they're not coming. They're scratched, those two England boys.
Very good. Thank you very much, John. Right, Louis does some...
Green light, green light.
Wake up, we're away. Attend to your stand, shearers. Timekeepers are good. Judges, competitors, go. Trust House Limited, intermediate semi-final. Wow, a little bit of a wait, we do apologise. Got a little technical issue, we've got it sorted now. We've got to make sure we get the scores right. Very important to have all the dots and I's and T's crossed. And we down the first half leg just as quick as we say. You can notice a bit quicker shearing now. We're going to be shearing are we? Shearing 5 second shear sheep. Could we just check the pen? A little bit of interest in this one. What do we have? 8 heats in this elimination round, and here we are. We're back into it to find the next level. We've got 18 of these shearers, and we're going straight from a semi-final. 18 down to 6, so it's a big call. Get the job done, get it done quick, get it done right as we are into the long blow there on stand number 5. We have Shuanoshi up on the front stand from Japan. Liam Pritchard and the local lad on 2. Keith Swan for Wairarapa on number 3. On number 4 for Waipakarau, Martini Monday. Joseph Gordon, the local lad on stand number 5, and also locally Conan Gray Harmon down the far end. He's just raring to go. Oh, he went in the door that quick. He forgot to turn his plant off, Gary. That was just so keen to get at the next sheep.
He's sitting here having a fair old crack, the boy down there on stand number 6, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see these young shearers just getting up and saying, I'm going to own this. I'm just going to smash into it. And down the first leg he goes, 1, 2, undermine time for him. He says, there's 18 competitors. There's only room for 6, ladies and gentlemen. And we are looking for our 6 finalists in this Trust House Intermediate Shearing semi-final number 1, ladies and gentlemen. 5 sheep in the pen for these shearers. Into the pen goes stands 4 and 5, sorry. Out onto the board they come with their sheep number 2. All 6 shearers with their second sheep on the board. 5 in the pen this year, ladies and gentlemen. Shuanoshi, the man from Japan, down here on stand 1. Off comes the belly for him. Down the first leg. Undermine time for him. Liam Pritchard. Local boy he is. Up and round the shoulders he goes. Takes the trimming on the fourth side of the leg and down and into the long blow. Keith Swan. Down and into the long blow he goes. Takes the trimming on the back side of the leg and winds himself up. He said right there with Liam Pritchard. But it's still the boy down on stand number 6. Conan Gray Harmon. He says, I'm having a fair old crack. I want to be the top qualifier into this final, ladies and gentlemen. Into the pen he goes. Sheep number 3 on the board for him. Pulls that out and down the belly he will go. Liam Pritchard, down and out the flank he goes. Finishing touches for him on his second sheep. He will be in there for his third. Right there, Keith Swan. Both of these 2 boys on 2 and 3, sticking to each other like a piece of tape. He said, not without me you aren't, mate. Not without me you aren't. I'm going to hunt you all day. Down and out the flank goes the boy from Japan, Shuanoshi. Finishing touches for him. Into the pen he goes. Sheep 3 on the board for him. But it's still the boy down on stand number 6, ladies and gentlemen. Down and into the long blow he goes. Joseph Gordon, sheep number 3 on the board for him. Sheep 3 on the board for him. Off comes the belly. Belly will chuck clear. Down the first leg he goes. 1, 2, 3, and then he'll swing into the big undermine shots. But it's still the boy down on 6, ladies and gentlemen. Gray Harmon, down and over the brisket he goes. Takes the trimming on the top side of the leg. Under their final shoulder and down and out the flank he'll go. I'll tell you what, John, the young fella down there on stand 6, having a fair old crack at the semi-final.
Yeah, but look at the shoulders on the man. He's as broad as the back end of a truck across the shoulders. And he's just hanging on to the sheep for dear life. Readjusts and pops the head through. Legs weren't quite strong enough to control it. He's coming down the money side of the sheep. And he's shearing extremely well too, by golly. He's come a long way since he first got up here a couple of years ago. Has a quick peek down the board at some of his Masterton friends. And Joseph Gordon on the 5 stand. Rolling on to the last side. Down over the top on the money side of the sheep. There's Martini Monday on the 4 stand, in from Waipakaraa. Down into the long blow he goes. Keith Swan from Wairarapa. He's right on the money at the time stakes at the moment. Sheep number 4 for him. One left in the box. Liam Pritchard's got 4 and he's done the undermine. Chuanossi out the last leg. Colourful character, this young man from Japan. And he steps in now for sheep number 4. Very relaxed about the whole job, and he rolls the sheep out the door. Just a small man in stature, but very powerful. Down the belly he goes now, and sheep 4, and he's got a little bit of time to make up as Joseph Gordon brings out sheep number 4. Number 4, over half done there for Liam Pritchard as he's up the long blow. Last side beckoning now for our man down, Conan Gray Harmon down the far end. The Terminator they call him, and he rocks onto the last side, under the shoulder and down out to the flank just as quick as you can speak. Swooping blows with one left in the pen. Judges are watching for any second cuts to the wool fibre on the board. There's another team of judges down the back, and they're watching for any demerit points, any bruising or any wool left on in the pens down in the count out pens underneath. Then, of course, the points will come through into the computer and we'll get a winner, or at least a top qualifier, by the end lunchtime by the look of it. Number 5 on the board now for Conan Gray. Up the long blow for young Gordon on 5. New man, I said a new sheep on the board for the man on stand number 2, Liam Pritchard. Down and out to the first off leg he goes. Look at that, big sweeping shots in the undermine. Right up the tail he goes. 1, 2 good shots. Puts in a third one because it's a big wide sheep on the back end. Over the last side comes Shuanoshi. A little bit of colour under that sheep that's been sleeping in a bit of a damp patch. Don't know where it found a damp patch of Wairarapa. But anyway, a little bit of colour in the belly on that one. The wool handlers would have sorted all that out. As they steps in now for number 5, does Mr. Oshie. He's the last one. No, they've still got Martini Monday down there on stand number 4. The Waipak man. He's still got the last side to go, and he's going to be a sheep behind the pace because down there the far end, Conan Gray Harmon puts in the finishing touches. Down the last side. Is it good enough? Have I done enough? He's thinking to himself. Don't panic, man. Just keep the hammer down. Keep it flat. Make your left hand do a lot of work to move the sheep, control the skin flow, and get that last leg ripped off, or whipped off, I should say. You don't want to rip it off because it'll be hell of a demerit points from that from the judges. And he puts the finishing touches in there. Oh, just a wee squiggle and just to pip him now. Liam Pritchard gets a quick shot in and down the porthole for his 5th and final sheep. Keith Swan had a little bit of a dancer on this one. He's just had to pop the head through. Martini Monday goes in. I don't know, it's great to see these young guys here. Keith Swan hits the button. Last side beckoning up for Joseph Gordon's. Some good quality up there on the board. The least amount of points up there on the scoreboard, the better. So we are 1.6s and 2.2s on the board. That's pretty handy. But you need to be down and below the 5s on the outside job. Or for thereabouts, Sean Oshie. He's a happy punter. Look at him. Well, Sean. Isn't that a bit of a lead up to a comic or something? Well, Sean. He'd probably write a book, this fella, about shearing sheep in New Zealand. Just our one customer to go, Kerry. Still his time in the sun, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't count these guys out, ladies and gentlemen. They might be a little bit behind on time, but these sheep are judged on the board. And they're judged out the back as well. It's not all about speed. These shearers have to take every little bit of wool off these sheep, and that's done by our judges, of course. And we thank them very much for their services throughout the 4 days. And the Golden Shears 2020 we are, ladies and gentlemen. Best shearing event in the world, I reckon. Over that final shoulder. Martin Monday. Under the final shoulder and down and out the flank he goes. First heat of the semi-final, ladies and gentlemen, in our Trust House sponsored intermediate shearing section. And we are looking for the time clock and finishing touches there for our young shearer. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big hand. Martin Monday.
Thank you, Kerry. 2, Alan Evans, Lucky Goodlow, Philip Price, Managi Fox, Torbia Barracliff, Corey Barracliff. Heat number 3 will be Raymond Clifford, Matthew Hunt, Murray Hall, Nick Clifford, Katie Reid, Alan Pitcher.
How's it going down there in the pressing, Gerald? You busy or what, Monica? She up and left you?
Well done, Louis. Hey, look, let's keep this up to date, these bait whales. I've given you a bit of a rundown before. Let's get this bale on here. What are you thinking, Monica? We know that they've been up and down. There's actually been no consistent saying, hey, they're all overweight, or we've had 2 or 3 really close. We've had Conan, we've had Cam and Vinny.
I reckon we're going to be 161.
That's what you're saying, a 161. We're looking for the 160. This is Jimmy Samuels Bale.
Oh,
Here you go.
159.
Monica, what's that?
159.5.
Oh, smoked that. Only half a K off.
Green light, General. Can we just interrupt there, please? Timekeepers are right.
Brother-in-law.
Shearers on the board.
I reckon this one's going to be bang on.
Come on, people. Thank you. Timekeepers are good. Judges are good. Competitors, go.
Thank you, guys.
Righto, you can have a bit of a what's your weight down there, Gerald?
Yeah, we were a bit light with that one. Everything is square and done. So Louis Pawai 141.5. So yeah, we'll roll that, flick it off, mate, and just put it back on. But it hasn't. Just a double check on it. Looks a good solid bale, doesn't it? Yep. No, she's confirmed. Done job. So there we go. What was Jimmy? 159.5, Monica. That is the go. Look at that. Unbelievable. Good stuff. Back to the shearing. Thank you.
Righto, we're here and cracking onto it again. We've got the Welshman, Alan Blair Evans, up on the front stand. The Australian lass, Nikki Gatler, on the second. Another visitor from the Wales, Philip Price, on stand number 3. On number 4, we have Manahi Fox from Masterton, the local lad. On 5, Topia Barraclough from Peel. And Corey Barraclough, the brother, on stand number 6. So a little bit of a brotherly challenge down there. They've been doing it on and off all their lives in the shearing game. And here at Masterton 2020, it won't be any different. Great to see them here competing. Fox is going to be the first in there on stand number 4. He reckons, crikey, I've got the bit between my teeth. I know how to shear these sheep. I talked a little bit too quick. That one's wanted to just smash his handpiece to bits. And let's hope it hasn't damaged his comb anything. She's